Now, the episode begins with playing. Everybody's playing this new game, which they call Game Goblin. Even Preston is playing it, which they say is the most popular game ever, ever since it's been released. But nobody has ever heard of the Game Goblin because they just keep on playing the game. But it actually turns out that it's the same name of the monster that inside of the game. And once people were playing it, and every time they reach a level, they power it up to Game Goblin, which he uses that energy to become stronger. Which it actually turns out that he actually lived inside the game that disguised as a game character, which we go back to the school that everybody is playing the game behind the teachers' backs, and they all being caught. Well, considering the fact that Victor is actually playing the game behind the teacher's back, he actually got caught and got his game confiscated, which everybody distracted. They couldn't do anything with their with with their lives, which even Preston had gotten Calvin, Haley, Sarah, and Levi to play Game Goblin, except for Brody because he knew something wrong with the game, which he actually he actually knew that there's something wrong as he took Levi's game console away. Sorry, Brody, Calvin, Haley, and Sarah, been sucked into the game, which they're inside the game world. Night, Night, and that is one game console that I do not want to play, which actually meet the Game Goblin, which they say, which he demorphed and he became the real Game Goblin, or actually his real form, which the Rangers morphed to fight Game Goblin. But every time he reaches a level, he uses a attack called Controller Beam, which he uses on Brody to control him to get the power stars. But then every time he got weak, the controller beam wears out, and then when he actually charged up again, he hit it. He used it on Haley now, but then that wears off too. But then they actually realize that someone else is playing the game, and that is Preston. Every time he actually reach a level, it making Game Goblin stronger, which Levi actually snapped him out of it after he realized that he gave everyone the game consoles, which he actually got everybody to play it. Which we go right back to the school or real world where Victor and Monty try to get Victor's game back, which actually has some funny moments into it when Monty actually distracting the guy, meaning the counselor, Victor actually using a fish line to get the game out. But it's similar to that because he actually got he actually pulled her rig out with that fishing line. Now that's actually something that no one else would not actually want to see because I actually would have thought that everybody who doesn't like to have their wig out. But anyway, go right back into the game world where we go back to the headquarters where Preston is going inside the game world while Levi and Mick are trying to figure out how to get people to stop playing the game. Which they may have which they actually double planned. But then Preston is inside the game and he morphed, and then he got taken control by the controller beam, which Meg has actually come up with a story about the curse which everybody who's actually going to reach level 10, they'll turn green and become the Game Goblin, which Levi actually demonstrated of how he actually looks like when he reached level 10, which his skin is all green and his hair is like the Game Goblin, which everybody believes it and actually dropped the games and quit playing. And Victor broke his game console as well, making Game Goblin weak, and he actually, in the the gamer console. The gamer, the controller beam been been wore off, which the Rangers have finished Game Goblin off. But then he actually been gigantified, which in the real world monsters are gigantified, but now they actually call it the bonus level. Game Goblin has been gigantified inside the game world, which the Rangers is now using the Dragon Formation to fight off Game Goblin, and that didn't actually work. So they actually using the Astro Megazord formation, and that also been taking the control of the controller beam, which they using the new Subsurfer Megazord formation, and that actually did a trick, and they used it to defeat Game Goblin, and they came out of the game world, and they actually decided not to play the game anymore, and they went right back under the training. Meanwhile, in the Galaxy Warriors ship, Banana actually booked the Galactic Ninjas to Galaxy Warriors, and Madame Odie say it takes a ninja to defeat a ninja, which we're about to see what the Galactic Ninjas looks like, even though they actually look like in the Super Sentai version, which Cosmo is still playing the game, and he reached level 10, which the story is true, and he actually turned into like the Green Goblin, and that's actually how he looks like right now. And I actually had to be honest, I really love the game, especially where they actually took where they actually make it into the real world and the game world. So it looked like different cities. But all in all, this is a really good episode, to say the least. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the episode. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and like my Facebook page. Until then, this is Anime Guys right here saying sign out. Laters!